Howdy folks. So a bit of a different vlog, more of kind of a update vlog, because there might not be much content going out for a little while, which is a bit gutting. But as you might be able to see, I am wearing a sling because on the 4th of November, I basically got knocked over and I broke my collarbone. And then a couple of days later I also got norovirus, so that was a really cool time. But obviously with the broken collarbone I'm not allowed to do very much, which really sucks because I am a doer, so not being able to do anything is pretty rubbish. But 6 weeks I'm not allowed to ride, drive, do anything, so apart from going slightly insane, there's not going to be much going on. So I thought I would just do a little bit of a sort of update about how it happened and what is going to be happening moving forward, and how I plan to keep my sanity for the next couple of weeks until I'm allowed to do more. Anyway, I am going to sort of fast forward, or not fast forward, rewind to the day that it happened, and see just how wired and spicy the horses were. I'm going to choose to go back out. Probably going to run around first, actually. So Ellie was absolutely wired on this ride. I'm not sure why. She wasn't like dangerous, but normally she's like a forward-going plod, if that makes sense. Like, she doesn't really spook at anything, but she was very spooky and very sort of like agitated. Didn't want to stand still for cars and stuff like that, so kind of out of character for her. She does have her spells throughout the year, like as they all do. They have little like flare-ups of attitude, and I do think sometimes when they're like getting their thicker coats and it's like dry and fresh, then they are a bit more silly. But yeah, she was pretty spicy. How hot you've made yourself, you Wally. Oh, Ellie! Fuck's sake! What's wrong with you today? You are being an absolute Wally today. My keen helpers here. I say keen, they're not keen at all, but they know they have to step up and help. And I've been told it's much easier to do the horses when I'm not there. So my mum actually is horsey. She's the reason why I got into horses. But the last probably 5 to 10 years, she's kind of stepped back a bit. But she is kind of, how old is she? 55. She was born in 1955. So yeah, she should be taking it a bit more easy. But obviously I was a bit concerned about the horses not being seen to, and I was like, didn't want to get to that point where you take the rug off and then they've lost weight. So she is giving them a groom for me once a week. So I'm very lucky because Ben has stepped in to take on the majority of the horse duties, along with my mum, and a couple of my friends have also offered to help out here and there. But Ben's doing the bulk of it and mum is doing a little bit. So we have changed their setup slightly, not very much. We're really lucky because at the moment the weather's pretty mild where we are, so we are leaving them out as much as we possibly can just to lighten the load for Ben and Mum. And we've changed paddocks, so Nico and Ellie were out in a paddock together. Lexi's always been in a strip paddock on her own, so no different for Lexi. But we've separated Ellie and Nico just because they are a bit funny around food time. Food time is actually when it happened when I broke my collarbone, so it was safer and easier for Mum and Ben to have them in separate paddocks. And actually they seem quite fine being in their separate paddocks, so we might leave them that way in future because it's nice for them to obviously have like that herd mentality, but it's just a bit safer. Like, oh yeah, horses are horses. We all know what it's like around feed time, but yeah, it's nice for them to have a bit of space, I guess. But anyway, it might change, I don't know, but obviously for the foreseeable we have to make it easier for Mum and Ben, and so that's how it's going to be.
Got that ripping your ruggy, we get you a new one, won't we? You alright on your own? Sure, I'm alright on my own, so I want my breakfast. Give it to me now. You've always been on your own, haven't you? Look at what you've done to your paddock overnight, monkey. Your friend. Alright, sweetie. You don't mind being on your own too much, do you? I think you'd rather have a friend, but at least you've got that annoying pony with you. Oh, nom, nom, nom. Oh, nom, nom, nom. Get Hi. Darling, you finished, huh? Yeah. Is it chewing your feet?
Yeah.
Monkey. My boots. You are so naughty.
So we're currently 25 days to go until this thing comes off, and yes, I've got a countdown board. The weather's taken a bit of a turn, so that's a bit of a pain in the arse, but it is what it is. Ben is doing very well, and so is Mum. And the horses are all fine, like they don't seem to really care that they're in separate paddocks or are out a bit more. Sadly, they are probably just going to be like having a winter off, really. In a way it was good because I wasn't sure what to do with Nico, whether to like keep him like ticking over with the little amount that he was doing or whether or not to give him a break, so that's kind of been enforced. Lexi, not too worried about her, like she'll be fine. I'm just a little bit anxious about Ellie because obviously she's got arthritis and I'm just a bit concerned about her losing her muscle tone because I'm conscious that obviously like having good muscle tone and being fit probably does help her arthritis, but equally like as long as she is out moving around in the field then she's not going to be like in the stable seizing up. So yeah, everyone's telling me to just kind of chill out about that. So they're having a bit of just a chill out time, and at the moment they all seem quite happy, so that's good. I am struggling, not being able to do much. And also like the length of time seems to be like getting a bit longer before I'm like allowed to ride, because in my head I was like, oh yeah, as soon as the slings got off I'll be able to ride again. But realistically, from what I've been told so far, I probably won't be able to ride till the new year, so that's a bit of a bummer. So I'm sort of trying to plan next year, I guess. Like, I'm a bit in the dark really, because I don't know when I'll be able to get up and running, because obviously the horses will need to be like fitted up right from the start. So I don't really know like when I'm looking at sort of getting back out and doing stuff. So I'm looking at sort of like probably end of February, beginning of March, but we'll see how it goes. But it would be really great if everywhere could put their dates out for their events and stuff next year, because it does give you like a little bit of hope, sort of thing. I know it sounds very melodramatic, but I am a real doer and I hate just sitting down and like doing nothing much. But I've decided that I would like to do BD Quest with Nico next year. I had decided that a little while ago, actually. This has given me the opportunity to be able to like find out a bit more about it. The reason I want to do the quest with him as opposed to showing is because I don't want to put him in an in-hand class when he's a 4-year-old, because he'll be against like horses which are being ridden like probably quite a lot. And although he is being ridden, well, obviously not at the moment, but I probably like, I'm not expecting him to do like the level of work that like maybe Ellie would do, because he's still young. So I don't want him to have to go up against like very fit horses, because like visually he's not going to look as fit and muscly as they will. So I don't want to do that. Equally, like he could go in a ridden class, but he's not ready at the moment to compete. Like the M&M classes and like Welsh classes are quite high standard. And I don't feel that he is at a standard yet to go in the ring and compete against them. So I thought the quest would be nice because it will give us something to work towards. Obviously, like dressage will help his groundwork, and we'll get a score every time we go. So that's what I've decided to do with him. Lexi, I'm thinking we'll take to the shows. So we'll do like the county shows and the agricultural shows. And then Ellie will probably just like do a bit more like what we did this year, but like more fun stuff. So hopefully do some more side saddle. And if she's still going well jumping, then we'll still do some more jumping classes, and just like have a bit of fun and that sort of thing. So that's the plan at the moment. This is an old video, but you know, I stuck it in because it's nicer to have horsey content. So I've obviously muted me out because I was talking about something else, but I quite like this video because it's got Ellie being Ellie and Nico features in it as well. So thought I'd pop it in again. But yeah, so that's it for now. I might do a couple of vlogs of like old stuff, like I've been meaning to do Nico from like a 1 to a 2-year-old vlog. Like it's basically all done, but there's just like a lot of samey content. So there'll be probably a couple of videos coming up, but they might not be necessarily very exciting. But as I've said, obviously I have got some plans for next year. So hopefully there will be stuff coming out. So it would be great if you do stick around to see what's coming up. But also if anyone has broken their collarbone before, pop me a comment below and let me know sort of how long it took you to recover and kind of get back to riding properly. Mine is apparently like just quite a, well, nobody's actually said it's a clean break, but like it's not being plated or anything like that. Like I literally just have to not move it for 6 weeks in a sling. So yeah, let me know if you have broken your collarbone, comment below and let me know how long it took, how it is now. Like, yeah, give me all the deets. Hopefully don't make me feel any more miserable. But yeah, I know it's not the worst thing in the world. But yeah, so I'm rambling now. So over and out for now. Hope to catch you all soon. And wishing you all the best for the winter and hope it's not too cold, snowy or rainy.